Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game gives me today. I'm hoping for a relatively easy character, because it's been a while since I've played, and we got the Multitasker. Haven't done Multitasker yet, right? So, yep, so we can do Multitasker, and that should be pretty good. Let's roll and see what weapon we get, and we're going to have 12 of them, which is kind of fun. And we're going to end up with, we're going to end up with 12 knives. All right. Knife is not the best weapon for this because it doesn't give us any defensive stats or anything, but the amount of crit damage that we get from it should be pretty relevant for killing a lot of enemies. Multitasker really wants to have a lot of a particularly powerful weapon, and Knife really wants to level up, so you don't benefit as much from having 12 of them, since you will then have fewer at high levels. So not a great roll, but not a horrible roll either. We'll just grab some harvesting here, because obviously starting with harvesting is good, and then we'll take a knife. We'll lock the Lost Duck, because it's just a good weapon, and roll. I'm gonna roll again and grab a knife, and roll again. Roll. I'm really hoping to lock another knife, and we did, in fact, find one. Okay. Definitely need to get as many of these as possible online early. What I might do for Multitasker, because you can have 12 weapons, but you don't have to have 12 weapons early. So I might stick with like 5 or 6 knives for a while and get some higher level weapons before we fill out our whole weapon set, and just play the character as having just a small damage penalty rather than really focusing on getting the most knives, because knives really do benefit from being higher level. Take some more harvesting. Very happy to get a scar here, and we'll pick up another knife and then roll again and get another one, and roll again and lock another one. All right, not bad. We're at minus 5% damage, but that's totally fine. Up to 6 of our chosen weapon. The reason that Knife wants to level up, of course, is that the crit chance goes up, but also the crit damage multiplier goes up. So it goes from being a relatively weak damaging weapon at low levels, on average, to being an incredibly high damage weapon at later levels. I guess we do want 6 of them to trigger the precise weapon tag, though, so we definitely need to keep at least 6 knives in our inventory, but we might wait a little while to go higher than 6. I'm gonna roll here and take attack speed. I could take damage. I could roll for harvesting. I'm just going to take some percent damage to offset our percent damage loss, and then we'll grab some harvesting. We'll take a knife, grab the scar and the Lost Duck, and then roll again. I don't see another knife here, which is what I was hoping for, but small fish will be pretty good, so I'll grab that and then go to the next wave here. Passing on Alien Tongue, or Alien Worm, because this character, I think, wants to get our offensive capabilities and weapon levels online very early, so I'm hoping to make sure that we can have those, rather than spending on defense right away. Knife is a super high single target damage weapon once you get it leveled up, so we shouldn't have too much trouble killing things like loot aliens, curse aliens, and elites once we level this weapon. Nice that the curse alien spawned on the screen. I took a couple extra hits there, though, which meant that I wasn't focusing it down. I'll take the chameleon. I think when it shows up for free, we can get 3% dodge. Although losing 4% damage... No, I think I'd actually rather just have 25 materials than make that trade-off. And then here, I'll just take 4 melee damage so that our weapons actually are killing stuff. Do a roll, and we'll take 6 more melee damage. All right, so knife only scales at 80%, but that's still a lot of bonus damage that we just got. Very happy there. Roll here, we'll take another knife. Little Frog, I'm going to buy as well, but I wanted to level my weapons, I think, first, and then we will take another knife, lock a Poisonous Tonic. While we're guaranteed to see weapons in the shop, I'm going to roll and lock one. And then I think we will combine down to only 6 weapons here. We'll later get more weapons, but I want to get all my knives to at least level 2, because the crit chance goes up by 10% when you level them up to level 2, and the crit damage multiplier goes up by 0.5 as well. So getting them from level 1 to level 2 is really important. Though, of course, the first priority was getting our precise weapon tag online. This does mean that we need to, if we're staying on only 6 knives for a while, then we need to invest more in attack speed than the multitasker usually does, because usually you don't need that much attack speed when you have that many weapons. But the multitasker with fewer weapons, of course, is going to need attack speed. But it also means we don't need to invest as heavily into percent damage because we aren't losing as much. Decent income for wave 5, definitely could be worse. I would like the harvesting, but I feel like we just have to take the 2 armor here. And we're about to get harvesting from the little frog, so I'll pick that up. We'll continue to grab our knives, pick up a weird food, and then roll. Thief Dagger wouldn't be bad. I'm going to take the cake, and I think now I want the alien worm. Or Thief Dagger wouldn't be bad if we were allowed to buy it, because I don't mind mixing knife and Thief Dagger. And then I'm going to roll 1 time. Since we're guaranteed to see a weapon in the shop, I was hoping I could roll into a knife. Didn't manage to. Do I roll for 9 and try to get another one? I think that's too aggressive, so we're just going to stick on 6 here. Like I said, it's been a couple days since I've played, so expect me to make a couple movement mistakes and to take a little bit longer thinking through what the right decisions are. I think with a game like this, it really does not take very long to get out of practice, even if it's only by just a little. But when you're doing more difficult challenges, being in practice does help. And the difference between doing something, you know, after a week of not doing it and doing it every day is always significant. Yeah, I'll take the lumberjack shirt and community support. That's a ton of bonus attack speed. This is probably all the attack speed that we need ever. So we can just pick that up. We'll take the damage here, and then I'll take 3 armor to offset the armor that we just lost. So now I'm feeling pretty good. We have decent weapon levels. Could be better, could be worse. But our percent damage is actually positive. We have 10 melee damage. The only thing that I really want is regeneration at this point. Take the knife and get the poisonous tonic, and then we can still afford both of these. So let's roll. Take this. I'll buy alien worm and lemonade. Totally fine to offset those two. We're basically spending 60 on 3 HP and 2 regen, which is a totally reasonable trade. And then we're not guaranteed to see a weapon, so we're not going to reroll here. I'm going to get at least my 6 knives to level 2 before I start building more of them. Community support, of course, is fixing our attack speed pretty well. I think that that's something that people often sort of forget about Multitasker, is that you can just not build 12 weapons to start with. On a lot of the time, it's not right, depending on what weapon you're using, and especially if you're using stick, which is the normal Multitasker build, then you want to get 12 weapons as soon as you can, of course. But for other weapon sets, you can just hold off on that, and that's often the right thing to do. Here, my speed is low, so maybe I just need to buy move speed. Yeah, I really don't like playing at 0 move speed, so I'm just going to fix that, especially as we go into the elite wave. And then this is a great shop for us, so we're going to buy the whole thing. I'll take a defective steroids, and I will roll again here. We'll take weird food and cake. I definitely want more knives, though. We aren't rolling into any more of them, which is unfortunate. So right now, we're just playing a normal character with a 20% damage penalty, which isn't the end of the world. A 20% damage penalty can be overcome fairly easily, but we currently have no abilities because of how we're playing the Multitasker. I would like a little more base attack speed as well. Obviously, we're fine with the community support attack speed. It does give us enough, but more would be very helpful, especially before enemies have spawned in a given wave. And Community support you can't always fully rely on for fighting elites, because you want to do a lot of your damage against elites before the other enemies spawn. I guess I should have run down and killed that tree, so slightly bad movement there by me. I'll take the 12 max HP here, that's great. That gives us much more ability to survive. We already have a Scar, and on wave 9, I don't really want to take Celery Tea. Doubling enemy health, our damage just isn't high enough, I think, to get away with that, so I'm going to pass on the Celery Tea. I'll take the injection, and then I'll roll. Really was hoping for... I'll take a crown as well. Really was hoping for more knives. Scar... Unlike Celery Tea, I think Scar is worth grabbing here, and Gentle Alien is great as well, so we'll lock all of these. Okay, we're getting a lot of economy items, but that does mean that we're going to need to find more damage or defensive stats before we fight the elite quite rapidly. We have an elite on level 12, so we've got effectively two... we have effectively one shop to find enough stuff to help us kill the elite with, because our next shop we're going to be buying only economy items. So I'm going to hope for some attack speed or some armor regeneration in my level ups here. And you can see why I didn't want to double enemy health with the Celery Tea this wave, because a lot of these enemies are taking more than one hit to kill already, and when you double enemy health, that's going to slow down your clear speed dramatically. Especially against the spawners, which have really high health baseline, so doubling it makes them much, much harder to kill. 438's not bad here, though. I'm going to take the crit chance. I do want armor as well, but crit chance is the most important damage stat for Knife, which has high crit multiplier. I don't really need more movement speed yet, so I'm going to roll here. I wouldn't mind the regen, but I think we can do better. Let's roll and try to get a higher level. Unlucky, the dodge, I don't really think we're going to build dodge, even with this 9% dodge, so I'm just going to take 2 melee damage. It really stings to take a level 1 upgrade there, but we rolled a few times, it didn't find anything. Incidentally, I think people roll a little too much to try to find high-level upgrades in their level up screens, and spend a lot of money on doing that. That's something that comes up in the comments sometimes, but if you roll a lot like that, spend a lot of money, and still end up having to take a low-level upgrade, it's really bad. So just taking something that's good, even if it's not like the best possible outcome that you could have had, is often the right thing to do. We'll grab the beanie here. Garden, I do want more healing, so I'll lock that. Boxing glove, I don't think we care about. We've already got 20 melee damage, so let's just take the garden for some healing. So you can see here that, like, given that all of the enemies are spawning together, we're killing them as soon as they spawn. That's part of why community support can't be your only attack speed item, because then we lose a lot of attack speed, as there just aren't that many enemies on the field. Once we get later into the wave, it gets a little better, though. I think the crown was worth grabbing. Maybe I could have passed on it because we didn't have that much harvesting, but I think that this character will struggle with economy sort of later on. And harvesting is so important on Abyssal Terrors regardless that I think it was worth investing 130 into the crown there. Running through the middle of those enemies. So we're under income. For this wave, we only got 450 on wave 10. Usually on the Abyss on wave 10, I want to hit 500. Roll here, we'll take the melee damage, and then, okay. This helps a ton. Do I take the armor, or the regen, or the luck? I'm going to take the armor, I think. That will help us not just get obliterated by the elite. Take the corrupted shard and the garden, and then roll. I'm going to roll again. Where are our knives? We have not found a single knife level up since I got to this number of knives, unless I've just passed on them. I'm going to take the weird food, and I think I will take the blindfold. We're obviously spending a lot on 5% crit chance, but crit chance is so good for knives that I think it's worth grabbing. Do I take the garden here as well? What's my consumable heal +5? I think a second garden will help keep us alive against the elite. So this is not a shop I'm that excited by. I really want to find weapon levels, but that was our best bet. We do get one more shop. I miscounted, so we get one more shop to find stuff to kill the elite with, but which does help a lot. I'm gonna hope to find some regeneration. I said we have an elite on 12, and I read, you know, with my eyes that we had an elite on 12, and then I thought in my brain that that was an elite on 11, because sometimes I'm dumb. So yeah, so the economy investments that I did were right, because we didn't need to be as desperately looking for survivability or damage to fight the elite. Also, I'd like to say we haven't had a single loot alien spawn, and no random curse aliens either, or very few of them. So not a ton of luck with this run so far. We'll take the damage here, because I want to kill the elite quickly. Energy bracelet I'm going to pass on. 4 crit chance for 100. I think we did buy the blindfold, but that's more expensive and less effective. Hedgehog, do I just want more base damage? I think I'm going to roll past the hedgehog. No, I should just take any damage that I can get. We'll grab the gentle alien here. Riposte is not very good damage, though, so we're going to roll past that. Robot arm, that is a lot of melee damage, so I'm going to buy that if we survive. Metal detector, unfortunately, I have to pass on. I really need to be able to kill this elite, so we're going to pass on metal detector. Okay, we finally got a leveled up weapon, and I think another level 2 knife is better than a level 3 knife here, so we're going to buy just some more knives, and then I'll roll again. I'll pick up this wheelbarrow again if we survive, and let's see if we can kill this elite. This is going to be a difficult one. This is also a very tough elite to have rolled. But knife is a very good weapon against elites because of its very high damage. Okay. Need to back off and run to our gardens here. This elite's really tough because it's so hard to focus damage on it, but at least we've got good consumable healing. And then I'll run back in and put some damage on the elite. Tank a million hits myself because of bad movement. The number of projectiles on the field is starting to get really out of hand. Okay, I gotta go back in, and then we can get the full heal and survive. Okay. Not the cleanest fight by me, but we made it. Kill that blobfish, and then I need to make sure I kill the lampreys as soon as they spawn. So whenever I kill the blobfish, I want to use my high damage crits to stand on top of where they were. Alright. That's the first big test, and we made it out, so pretty happy with that. Panda, of course, is going to be great here, so we'll grab that. Snake, we don't care about. Lure, hey, I was just complaining about no loot aliens. I'll take 5 crit chance here as well, because I just want to increase my damage. And here I do want some base attack speed, because while the community support is very helpful, and you saw how good it was there at helping us kill the elite, because I let all of those other enemies spawn, we do still not want to rely on that fully. We'll take the robot arm and the tentacle and the wheelbarrow. I'm going to buy the scar because it also comes with a discount here, so that's fine. Bait, I definitely do want. Percentage damage is going to be really important, and I'll roll again. We'll take a sad tomato as well. Pile of books, I think that's too expensive, even though crit chance is really important for this character. It does feel very weird to be playing a multitasker that still only has 7 weapons. Just not using the character's abilities at all. Got our loot alien kills. That's pretty nice. I definitely want more regeneration. More lifesteal would be good as well. Maybe I should have taken that decomposing flesh. I sort of passed on it without thinking about it, but decomposing flesh is pretty good for characters like this that have a lot of weapons and just make a lot of attacks as a result. and is just a solid item overall. Only got 2 loot aliens off that lure, despite having increased enemy spawns, but still pretty nice for us. I'll take the fertilizer as well, in part because we have the crown, so additional harvesting is very valuable. We'll take the wings, and we're gaining melee damage every wave as well. Wings is nice. Range isn't horrible for knives, which are a pretty low range weapon. It's not something that I prioritize heavily, but it does help you. We'll take the sad tomato and the bait, and then roll. Corrupted shard, definitely. Still passing on cyberball. I'm going to roll again. Roll again. Finally, another knife and a head injury. And then one more reroll here, and we can lock another knife. Garden we'll take, and wisdom I think I'll grab as well. This does cost me starting percent damage, but we aren't killing the elites that quickly currently, so I think that the wisdom is not bad for us here. Gotta clear out those lampreys, and then we can get to farming the rest of the wave. Gonna drink some beer. It really is funny, like, I feel like, you know, I'm not making horrible mistakes or anything. I'm playing basically normally, but I do feel, even not having played for I guess less than a week, and then I'm gonna record a bunch today and rebuild my video backlog, so hopefully get back in fighting form. But it's funny how quickly you notice that you're not in shape in practice. Barricade, we're going to recycle. Glasses, when it's this cheap, I'll take the range. I think that's totally fine. Here, wow, I want all of these stats. 14 regen is definitely on the low side. 6 armor, I think, is also too low, though, so I'm going to grab the armor. We will take a knife, wisdom, and garden, and then roll. Small fish, I'll grab another one. That will help us kill elites faster, and then I'm going to roll again. And one more reroll here. Okay, we're going to take the drill. I think we get the idea that we're going to win with the multitasker with knife. Once we made it past the first elite, that really sort of sealed the deal. And we've got we're going to follow the legendary exception rule. At this point, I think it's pretty clear to everyone that the run is going well. If this was a challenge where there was still some doubt that we could do it with knives, then I wouldn't take the drill, but legendary weapons are so much fun, and at this point I feel pretty confident that we are, not a lock to win, but I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that we're not going to win this run. Now that I've said that, though, it'll be really funny if I buy the drill and then die, so win-win either way. Got a curse alien there, that's great. Would have loved a hunting trophy, that would have been a really nice find. But you can see how much healing we're getting from the tentacle and from even the very small amount of lifesteal that we do have. It just lets me wade into these enemies because we have the tentacle. So we're just healing as soon as we take damage. Yeah, we'll grab the helmet. Toxic sludge I will take just because it's cursed. And then I actually kind of want the lifesteal here. 4 lifesteal I think will be good enough to help keep us alive. We'll take 12 damage. Fairy is good as well. So we're going to grab the drill here. And we will lock the fairy. Roll. Bone dice, banner, I don't care. I guess I'll take the banner, actually. We don't care about knockback. And the attack speed's relevant. The range is also not bad. Especially because drill is also a very short-ranged weapon. Has a 90% crit chance. So I do want to increase my crit chance a little bit. Possible that I should combine more of my knives as well, now that I have this drill, to increase the likelihood of getting kills with the drill itself and getting money. Got the loot alien kill. All I needed to do was start complaining about it. And they started showing up. You know, when people start noticing that you haven't turned up for work is when you really need to make yourself visible in the office, right? Up until then, you can get away with it. Yeah, I will take the incendiary turret. This could help a little bit with wave clear even this late in the run, and we'll take defective steroids for sure. Just gonna grab the melee damage as well. Ooh, cursed goldfish. I do like cursed goldfish. I'm not as big a fan of just normal goldfish because you spend a lot and often the items you get are not that good, but 2 levels higher more or less guarantees a high level item in your reroll. So we'll take the fairy as well, of course, and a knife, and then we'll reroll. Probably won't be able to buy anything here, but no, we got Barnacle. Retrimation's hoodie is great if we had dodge, but we don't. Do I buy it? I guess I'll take the knife and lock the Barnacle and not buy the hoodie, because all it does is cost us regen and attack speed. We don't have any dodge. And our regen, even with fairy, is not that high because we actually have a lot of level 4 items. So the fairy is not giving us as much regeneration as it usually does because we lose some for every level 4 item we got. I'm still going to try to get to 12 weapons, I think, just because we're playing the multitasker and that's fun. There's a vocal subset of commenters who gets really upset whenever I, take an item that take a weapon that isn't the random weapon. But I think that those people are very much in the minority, especially for a run like this where we're already going to win it anyways. And everybody else likes to see drill because it's sick to see a drill run. Here, I guess I could have locked the Retrimation's hoodie in case we found dodge, but I think it was better just to pass on it. I'm gonna roll here, and we'll just take some regeneration, and then take some more percent damage, because our percent damage is still very low. I guess Barnacle is not that exciting at this point, but it's still gonna be a decent amount of stats. We'll probably get 2 more levels. So yeah, maybe Barnacle wasn't correct to buy. I buy this item pretty much every time I see it, but when you get it really late, you probably shouldn't buy it as much. We have 95% crit chance, but I think it's still worth taking metal, just making sure that we don't die to the bosses, and then I will take another weird food. At this point, our healing is pretty good with 3 gardens, so we don't really need to invest in a garden anymore. Run over here and see how quickly we can vanish the elite with our drill and all of our knives. Oh. Actually taking a lot of hits there. Okay. I should have backed up and healed before I ran at the elite because I did go into that fight with only 30 health. And while our regen is fine, it's not incredible. So I did sort of unnecessarily put myself in danger there by running straight at the elite when I could have just healed up first. Honestly, I thought we would kill it faster, but our damage, while good, is not incredible yet. I wonder how many knives I passed during this run while looking for them. I expect that the answer is more than 0. Well, we only have 2 different weapons, so yeah, I'll take the focus. That's a lot of percent damage, which we need quite badly. We'll take alien magic as well. Cyclops worm, of course, we'll grab. Of course, we passed the Retrimation's hoodie, immediately found high-level dodge upgrades over and over again. But we'll just take the attack speed here. We are gonna take the weird food and the metal, and then roll. Big arms. This does cost me regen, but 12 melee damage is probably worth it, so I'm gonna buy that. Blindfold to boost our crit chance. Sure, it's 5% crit chance, and we'll take a corrupted shard as well. Go to wave 19. We did finally get to 12 weapons. But actually, we haven't upgraded a knife yet, so without finding this drill, we would still be at 11 weapons. Or we haven't upgraded a knife since I started filling out from 6 to 12. I'm very curious how much money we've actually made from the drill. I don't think it's that much, just because it's slightly shorter range than our other weapons, so the knives are stealing a lot of its kills. Yeah, there's more dodge. I'm gonna, let's see, our crit chance is, what's the crit chance on our weapons here? 70 on the knives, 90 on the drill, so I do need some crit chance to get to 100%, but I think that the regen is still more important. Even though I've got 5% crit chance, so we're almost at 100% with the drill, but I think the regen's more important. Hey, we finally get to upgrade a knife, take a broken mouth as well, and I'll grab a mushroom and then roll. Silver bullet, that will help us kill the bosses faster, so I'm going to take that over the warrior helmet, because more damage is more fun, and then let's go see if we can kill these bosses. Okay, so I did exactly the same thing that I did last time, where I ran in before I healed up and then took a bunch of hits. Because it's important to never, ever learn a lesson. There we go. Finished it off. Now let's kill the other boss. And there we go. We have defeated the Multitasker in the Abyss. Yeah, this was a fun run. I would say it was relatively straightforward. We pretty much just bought knives. I think that the most important decision was to stay on 6 knives for a long time rather than going straight to 12, because that let us level them up, and knife is so much better at level 2 than it is at level 1. Level 3 knife is even better. It has, 10% higher crit chance and 3.5x crit damage instead of 3x, but the level 1 to level 2 upgrade is massive for knife and really, really important. Taking a look at our economy items, we had 60% XP from the scars, 88 materials from the crown, so it was worth it for sure. Community support, this was a really important find as well. Let us skimp on building attack speed and still kill enemies. Also, the increased enemy spawns from Mouse and Gentle Alien helped our economy a lot. 150 healing from the tentacle, that's so much more than you normally see, but as you remember in like the horde wave and everything, we were able to run into the middle of all the enemies and deal a bunch of damage to them. We also got 48, which is 24 each in melee and engineering from the robot arm. 24 melee damage at the cost of, I guess that would be 6 HP, is really good. A lot of people don't like this item for some reason, but I think that Robot Arm is actually really strong. Losing 1 HP per wave is not a significant cost for most characters, and this much melee damage for free is, or, continuously increasing, is worth a ton. What else? Ended up with fairly few cursed items, but still 31 curse. 7k damage from the incendiary turret. Jerky, of course, is good, because it always is. We only leveled up twice with the Barnacle, so this was not a good purchase, didn't end up paying for itself. And what everyone's been waiting for, we only gained 278 materials from the drill. That's because all our knives were stealing its kills, but obviously 300 materials is still pretty good, and it dealt 11k damage. Compare that to our knives. Actually, it did better, but wasn't wildly better than the individual knives. Again, because of its short range compared to our other weapons. Drill is at its best when you have other really short-ranged weapons, so that it's always attacking everything rather than other weapons stealing its kills. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this look at the Multitasker. This is a fun character and was a nice, fun run with a powerful weapon and some interesting decisions. So, as always, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe to the channel for more Brotato videos and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.